When we speak English, we often use active voice. Active voice is when the subject of the sentence is the agent of the action. The subject is the doer of the action. Therefore, we know who is doing the action. But we cannot always use the active voice, and that's when the passive voice comes in. In a passive voice, the subject is not the doer of the action. Who is doing the action is unclear or unknown. Passive voice is not as commonly used as its counterpart, active voice, but it still is an integral part of the English language. And to become fluent in English, we need to learn the passive voice. This lesson is prepared to help you learn all about the passive voice in simple present tense. Let's start. In an active voice, the subject is performing the action. It is always known who is doing the action. In a passive voice, the subject is the receiver of the action. It is not clear who is doing the action. To give the information about the career of the action, we use the preposition by, followed by the agent of the action. We use the present simple to express the idea that an action is repeated or usual. The action can be a habit, a hobby, a daily event, a scheduled event, or something that often happens. For example, he opens the door. In passive voice, we focus attention on the person or thing affected by the action. When the subject is unknown, unclear, or irrelevant, the door is opened by him. To make a present simple passive voice sentence, we put the subject, the proper form of the auxiliary verb be, the past participle of the verb, and optionally by and the agent of the action. Because the subject of the sentence is already there, even though it doesn't indicate the agent of the action, it still is a complete sentence. Therefore, the last part is additional information and is optional. Some points to consider when we forming a simple present passive voice sentence are: subject. The subject is the receiver of the action in the passive voice. Auxiliary verb. The auxiliary verb to be is used in the simple present tense to indicate that the sentence is in the passive voice. The choice of the auxiliary verb depends on the subject. For singular subjects, he, she, it, we use is. For plural subjects, we, you, they, we use are. For first-person singular subject, I, we use am. Past participle. The main verb is changed to its past participle form. The past participle is forming by adding ed to the base form of regular verbs and change the form for irregular ones. By plus agent is optional. The agent is the doer of the action. It can be introduced by the preposition by to indicate who or what performs the action. However, the agent is not always necessary or included in the passive voice sentences. Look the example in the table. The directions are explained by the teacher. We can form affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences using simple present passive voice. Let's take a look at how to form these different types of sentences. As we learned previously, we use the present simple to express the idea that an action is repeated or usual. The action can be a habit, a hobby, a daily event, a scheduled event, or something that often happens. For example, she washes the floors every day. He runs the company. She loves me. They leave you alone. Peter repairs the car. In passive voice, we focus attention on the person or thing affected by the action, when the subject is unknown, unclear, or irrelevant. In the following examples, the focus is on the effect of the action. It's not important who performs the action. We use present simple passive with the same meaning as present simple in the active voice, except for the fact that the present simple passive makes focus on the effect or the object, rather than the doer. It means the subject of an action. Look at these examples. The floors are washed every day. The company is run by him. I am loved by her. You are left alone by them. The car is repaired by Peter. Then the formula we use to form present simple affirmative passive sentences is subject plus auxiliary verb to be am, is, are plus past participle of the main verb. Here is a table and some examples to help you better understand. Examples. The chores are shared. The car is washed every week. The project is completed. The dinner is made by my mom. The information is shared. The room is messed up by the cats. The songs are sung. The report is prepared by the analyst. You are invited. The emails are sent to the clients. The formula for forming negative passive sentences in present simple tense is subject plus auxiliary verb to be am, is, are plus negative adverb not plus past participle of the main verb. Here is a table and some examples to help you better understand. Examples. I am not invited to the baby shower. The exams are not graded. The room is not cleaned by the housekeeper. The problems are not solved. The food is not cooked by the chef. The report isn't submitted to me. The message is not received by the recipient. The mistakes are not corrected. The houses are not maintained by the owners. The documents aren't filed by the assistant. The formula for interrogative sentences is auxiliary verb plus subject plus past participle verb. To give short answers to these kind of questions, we write yes or no plus subject plus auxiliary verb in affirmative or negative. Here is a table and examples to help you better understand. Examples. Is the truck driven by her? Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Are you invited to the party? Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Are the invitations printed? Yes, they are. No, they aren't. Are the notebooks handed out? Yes, they are. No, they aren't. Is the phone charger lost? Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Is the house repainted? Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Is the committee formed? Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Are the mistakes corrected? Yes, they are. No, they aren't. Is the letter written by her boyfriend? Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Are the cookies eaten by the class? Yes, they are. No, they aren't. To ask for more specific information, we can include question words in our passive voice questions. These question words include who, what, where, etc. To ask a passive question in present simple tense with these question words, we use the formula of question word plus auxiliary verb plus subject plus past participle verb. Here is a table and some examples to help you better understand. Examples. Who is the book written by? The book is written by a famous author. What is the car used for? The car is used for transporting goods. Where is the coffee grown? The coffee is grown in Colombia. Why is the machine repaired? The machine is repaired to improve its efficiency. When is the homework submitted? The homework is submitted every day. How are the flowers watered? The flowers are watered using an irrigation system. Which languages are taught at the school? English and Spanish are taught at the school. Whom is the performance organized by? The performance is organized by the local community. How often is the classroom cleaned? The classroom is cleaned twice a day. What products are manufactured in the factory? Electronic devices are manufactured in the factory. The present continuous tense, also known as the present progressive tense, is an essential aspect of English grammar. It is used to describe actions that are happening at the present moment or around the current time. We can use passive voice with present continuous tense in our sentences to direct the focus of the sentence onto the action rather than the subject. In passive voice, the sentence is interpreted from the perspective of the one who experiences the action, not the one who does it. To form present continuous passive voice sentences, we follow these steps. Start with an object. Add am is are plus being as auxiliary verb. Use the past participle of the main verb. Add by plus subject of the active sentence. It is optional. Look at the example. The directions are being explained by the teacher. Passive voice is a quality of a verb that describes when the subject of a sentence is acted upon by the verb. We use it when the focus is on the action or the object of a sentence rather than the subject. To form present continuous affirmative passive sentences, we follow these steps. We start with an object. We add am is are plus being. We use the past participle of the main verb. Finally, we add by plus subject of the active sentence. It is optional. Look at the table and the examples. Examples. Math is being taught by Laura at high school. A show about him is being made by them. Food is being served by a waiter in this restaurant. Quizzes are being taken for different people by them. He is being forced to quit by the police right now. Movie is being watched by everyone. The documents are being reviewed by the manager. The house is being painted by professional decorators. The cake is being baked by the chef right now. The emails are being sent out to all the employees. As we know, we use passive voice when the focus is on the object of a sentence rather than the subject. We use not in the sentence after am, is, are to make it negative. To form present continuous negative passive sentences, we follow these steps. Start with an object. Add am, is, are plus not being. Use the past participle of the main verb. Add by plus subject. It is optional. See the table and the examples. Examples. Math is not being taught by Laura at high school. A show about him isn't being made by them. Food is not being served by a waiter in this restaurant. Quizzes are not being taken for different people by them. He is not being forced to quit by the police right now. Movie is not being watched by everyone. The documents are not being reviewed by the manager. The house is not being painted by professional decorators. The cake is not being baked by the chef right now. The emails aren't being sent out to all the employees. To make interrogative passive in present continuous, you can follow these steps. We start with am, is, are, then the object. We add being plus past participle of the main verb. We add by plus subject at last. It is optional. To give answers to these kind of questions, we write yes or no plus subject plus auxiliary verb in affirmative or negative. Look at the table and some examples about it. Examples. Is the dinner being cooked by the cook? Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Am I being robbed right now? Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Are the newspapers being read by the elders? Yes, they are. No, they aren't. Are the animals being killed by the hunters? Yes, they are. No, they aren't. Is the motorcycle being washed by the man? Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Is the mansion being cleaned by her? Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Is the garbage being thrown by the maid? Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Are the dishes being washed? Yes, they are. No, they aren't. Is the letter being written by her boyfriend? Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Is the club being closed tonight? Yes, it is. No, it isn't. To ask for more specific information, we can include question words in our passive voice questions. These question words include who, what, where, etc. To ask a passive question in present continuous tense with these question words, we need to follow this simple formula. WH where plus am, is, are plus object plus being plus past participle of the main verb plus by plus subject. Look at the table and examples. Examples. What is being done to the project right now? The project is being reviewed by the team. Who is being taught the new techniques? The employees are being taught the new techniques. Where is the new building being constructed? The new building is being constructed in the city. Why is the data being analyzed? The data is being analyzed to find trends. When is the invitation being sent? The invitation is being sent this afternoon. Which products are being tested for quality? The new line of electronics is being tested. How is the issue being handled? The issue is being handled with care and caution. What resources are being allocated to the task? Extra funds are being allocated to the task. Why is the room being cleaned? The room is being cleaned for the meeting. Whom is the decision being communicated to? The decision is being communicated to the workers. Thank you for your attention and participation today. I'm confident you'll start recognizing and using the passive voice more effectively in your daily communication. See you in our next class.
Okay, now we know the difference between the passive voice in simple present and present progressive. Let's put in practice this knowledge doing our Kahoot about this grammar topic. Okay, the pin for the Kahoot is 773-1387 or scan the QR code, please. Thank you, Marco, Suriel, thanks a lot. Catherine, welcome. Alison, welcome. Francisco, thanks a lot. Thank you, Karime. Thank you all of you for your participation on this Kahoot. Thanks a lot. Okay, no one else? Let's start with our Kahoot. Eileen, thank you. Haley, thank you. Okay, let's start with our Kahoot about this grammar topic. Okay, on this Kahoot, Marco Lopez is on the first place, Allison is on the second place, and Suriel is on the third place. Please give your opinion about the Kahoot. Okay, thank you so much for your participation. Do you have any question, any comment about this grammar topic? No? Ok. Nada más informarles que ya esta semana que viene voy a habilitar la unidad 5 para que puedan empezar a visualizar cuál es la actividad integradora que debemos de subir y el portafolio de evidencias de esta unidad. Thank you so much for your time and your participation in this class. Bye bye. See you next Saturday.